Hello and welcome to a new episode of Short Track Spotlight. Today we'll be taking a look at Elise Christie, the factory of energy, the great British skater, made history for Great Britain, the 2015 and 2016 in the European Championships, capping 2 overall European Championship titles, and then later on, coming 1 year later, here in 2017 in the beautiful city of Rotterdam to cap off the first ever world overall title for Great Britain on the women's side. Such a great achievement. Such a great skater as well. Struggled a lot with her career, but her ability to deal with adversity and come back and rise up to the occasion is always so impressive. We've taken also that she does so well here in the World Championship and what made her a world champion. And this skater obviously has really refined mental toughness, fearless commitment, tactical awareness, great sense for racing, and performs really well under pressure. So yeah, we'll take a look at all that stuff from Marines right here in the World Championships. And similar to my video from Soira, we will be also taking a look at her quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals here in the 1000 meter walk you through it all. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's take a look at this. We'll skip a bit here. We'll look at here, she's at the front right here. Gonna pick up the pace a bit. Looks calm, looks composed in position number 2. Goes up the inside, Canadian skater right here. Now she does something very interesting here while Sofia Prozvernova is coming around the outside. Look at how wide she goes right here coming out of that corner. They skate defensive track patterns, so skaters behind her kind of bunch into each other. Now here she notices that Prozvernova is coming. Look at how she shifts, that's so risky to do, because you might bump into the skater in the next to you. So she kind of gets a wide track pattern, goes a bit wide here. And somehow coming out of this corner, while having the advantage of being on the inside, holds Prozvernova off. This is such a veteran move, it's not easy to do. Because at this position you see here with Prozvernova 9.67 lap times, while Elise Christie 9.76. Prozvernova is moving faster at this position, so holding off a skater behind you who's moving faster than you is so difficult. But Elise Christie does that so well. Prozvernova here is forced to tuck in position number 2 here with 6 laps to go in the women's 1000 meters quarterfinal. She controls the race very well from the front. She's got great mental toughness. She's developed that all over the years. It's not easy. It takes years and years to have refinement to be able to develop that kind of mental toughness that allows you to race under extreme pressure. As you can see, the skaters behind her kind of bunching up and giving her kind of free time on the front. Less work to do. There's 5 laps to go. Gonna pick it up a little bit here. This skater is only Prozvernova following her through. 4 laps to go, so pushing the pace, 9.56 lap times. Here's three skaters now with 4 laps to go. Now technically this skater really has great power, Technically there's not much, exceptional that she does technically. But what makes this skater really good from a technical perspective is how much power and strength she has compared to the other skaters in that era. Continue this. As you can see, they're not keeping up with her lap times. Here's the flanges control. Look at the gap opening up here. She's taking 2 crossovers in, building wide. Just walking away with this one with 2 laps to go makes it look so easy. 9.25 lap times with 2 laps to go in the quarterfinals in the women's 1000 meter in the World Championships. That is not easy. Here with 1 lap to go, 9.39 lap times. Look, she's so focused, so composed. And skates off to the line. This is her quarterfinal, and she makes it look so easy. You'd imagine maybe it's easy when you have to win the world overall title. I don't know. Let's skip a bit here. This is the semi-final, and it's a tough one. Right here you see there's Choi Min-jong and Shim Seo-ki on the front. So I'll take a look at all the stuff she does so well here to qualify. Of course, you have 2 Chinese skaters. You have Ryan de Vries right here, and you have 2 Korean skaters, the top 2 Korean skaters at the time, Min-jong and Shim Seo-ki. This is obviously not a quarterfinal, not a semi-final you want to be in. So we'll see what she does so well here. You can see she's tucked over to position number 4 here. Have to look for the opportunity. And you see here, Ryan de Vries bumping with the Chinese skater. Elise Christie sees that and gets the opportunity to move into position number 4, gets one position ahead. And this is great tactical awareness. You have to look for the move. You have to be fearlessly be able to go for it when the small moment that it opens the door here with 6 laps to go. See the 2 Korean skidders kind of pushing the pace up front, makes it very difficult to pass. But Elise Christie is just a masterclass skidder, knows how to deal with that. See, there's also Riander Vries in front of her in position number 3. That makes it very, very difficult to have 3 skidders in front of you at this point of the race to qualify for the A final. So Sifa still calm, still composed in position number 4. You have 2 Chinese skidders behind her with 5 laps to go. Here 9.65 lap times from Shim Soo-ki up front, that's pretty quick. See, she's sitting here, 2 hands behind the back. She waits for the opportunity, almost bumps into Riander Vries on the front, cost her a bit of his speed. But she's still going, still focused. Look at the focus. This takes years and years of refinement. So we'll take a look here. So Choi Min-jung sitting up wide, looking for the outside pass on Shim Soo-ki. Shim Soo-ki takes notice. Elise Christie looking at all of that, planning what she's going to do next here with 4 laps to go. Now switching leaders, as you know, it's Choi Min-jung in the front. Elise Christie starts setting up wide here with 4 laps to go. Try to look in front of her, plans what she's going to do next. Now you see he's going to start to set up on the outside, coming out of the corner. They came out of that corner before her. Now they didn't see her coming out of the corner. She took advantage of that to carry more speed and be able to set up a pass, taking advantage of these 3 skidders' blind spot. And now she's able to carry more speed around the outside. And by the time they take notice, look at her. Look at this position right here. She's carrying more speed. It's too late. They can't hold her off. You see Shim Soo-ki and Choi Min-jung took notice, skidded a wide defensive track pattern to try to hold her off. But Elise Christie, look at this. She goes wide, even Riander Vries tried to hold her off on the outside. But at this position, she's just carrying way more speed than these 3 skaters. She's able to get into the front, and just look at what she does here. But they're trying so hard. Look at Shim Soo-ki, how wide she goes, tries to hold off Elise Christie. But Elise Christie is just a masterclass skater. Look at this. Come up the inside. Now they thought she's gonna come up the outside. No, she's carrying so much speed around the outside, and they skid a wide defensive track pattern. Look at her. She comes up the inside, hooks up so tight, and passes Choi Min-jung and Shim Soo-ki. Double inside pass. Here with 2 laps to go in the World Championship semi-final. This is that's not easy. I'm gonna show you this again. She's so good. She does it so well. I'm gonna play this again in slow motion. See, now it's Choi Min-jung in second, Shim Soo-ki in the lead. Or pardon me, Choi Min-jung leading this one. She is going to sit back on wide, taking advantage of this Kiri's blind spot. See, 1, 2, 3, they can't see her. You know, they don't know that she's carrying more speed than them coming out of that corner. Now she's taking more kind of wide track pattern, 2 crossovers and building a lot of speed. See, these Kiris named Shim Soo-ki fatiguing a bit, 9.61 lap times. Elise Christie coming out the outside. Riander Vries tried to hold her off, but Elise Christie able to hold that centrifugal force so tight, coming around the outside, so much speed. Look at how wide she is here. Goes carrying so much speed. Shim Soo-ki taking notice, holding her around the outside, going really wide to scare defensive deep track pattern so she can defend her and qualify to the final with her teammate. But Elise Christie, look at how tight the gap that she fits in right here. Look, there is almost nothing here. But she has such fearless commitment, Elise Christie. You know, she doesn't care. She comes at the inside right here. Look at the power to be able to hook up so tight here on the inside. And by the time they took notice, Shim Soo-ki and Choi Min-jung, it's just too late. She comes at the inside 1 and 2. You know, that's just, you know, a grown woman's move. She makes it look so easy. Look at that, 2 laps to go. She takes the front, 9.61 lap times. Put these 2 Korean skaters behind, and she's in the lead. She's out to the A final. But still able to focus and maintain her composure as much as possible, because it's not easy. It's very nerve-wracking. It's a lot of pressure, these races. And now these two Korean skaters behind her, let's get a defensive deep track pattern Elise Christie, forcing these two Korean skaters to bunch into each other. And no, those are not just any two skaters, those are like the top 1 and 2 of the world at the time. But Elise Christie just masterclass stuff. Here with 1 lap to go, this race is over. With 9.07 lap times, Shimsuki 9.26. There is no way she can catch her. This position is absolutely impossible. And then she skates off to the line and qualifies to the A final of the World Championships. So we're gonna skip this because it's the final lap. I'm gonna go to the A final here. So this is a great race by Elise Christie, one of the most important races of her life. We're gonna see what she does here. Here with 21 seconds in the race. She's sitting in position number 3. Choi Min-jung making the move around the outside, 7 laps to go. And take a look here. She's still calm, still composed. You see Marianne Saint-Gelais having the red cap. That means she's the leader in the overall classifications coming here into the 1000. So Elise Christie had to make amends by winning this women's 1000 meter A final if she wants to cap out the world overall title. So of course you're focused on winning the race, but you're also focused on beating the skater who's ahead of you in the classifications. It's very difficult to be able to kind of manage all these things together all in one race. As you can see, the two Dutch skaters here, of course in Rotterdam, they're in the front, they want to try that out and see if it works to deliver to the home crowd. They can see they're pushing the pace up front together. Choi Min-jung sitting on position number 3. She's obviously planning an outside pass here. That's what she does so well. Elise Christie is still calm, still composed. Now Choi Min-jung does something very interesting here actually. Now you know Choi Min-jung usually capitalizes over the outside, but she fools the skaters in front of her into thinking that she's going to come around the outside and then comes around the inside. Oh, this is really great tactics here by Choi Min-jung. She was advanced from the earlier round because of the bump with Shimsuki, and she fools here the skater behind in front of her to get in position number 2 here, come an inside pass instead of an outside like she hinted earlier. Elise Christie sees all of that and still calm, still composed in position number 4 here with 5 laps to go. The skater that she wants to keep in check is Marianne Saint-Gelais here in position number 5 in order to be able to win the world overall title. But obviously she wants to win the race as well. So managing all that is really, really difficult. As you can see, 50 seconds into the race, Elise Christie still calm, still composed, looking for the opportunity, still focused, really focused. You know, this is a lot of pressure. You know, the more seconds that keeps coming into this race, going into this race, the longer it takes, the more pressure it piles up. Here with 4 laps to go in the women's 1000 meter in the World Championships. 9.46 lap times from Suzanne Schulting. It's getting quicker here. See Elise Christie starting to serve an inside pass. Look at how low she gets to this position. Gets so low. Rianne de Vries kind of late, noticing she's coming up the inside, unable to hold her. Great pass by Elise Christie, gets up into position number 3 here. Marianne Saint-Gelais unable to follow. Suzanne Schulting still pulling up front. The pace comes pretty quickly. Choi Min-jung looking for the opportunity. Now Marianne Saint-Gelais starts to follow Elise Christie in position number 4. Elise Christie is already set on what's in front of her here. 3 laps to go. See 9.36 lap times by Elise Christie. She starts to do what's called the negative splits. She's getting faster lap by lap here with 3 laps to go in the women's 1000 meter A final, the World Championships. Now she starts to her move 2 crossovers in. Choi Min-jung comes up the inside of Suzanne Schulting to try to win this race. Now watch Elise Christie here. Now she has to win this race in order to become the world overall champion. Now look at how tight, the strength that is required to hold that centrifugal force so tight comes at the inside of Suzanne Schulting. Suzanne's a really tall skater, so it's hard to kind of hold that centrifugal force so tight for a skater who's taking just as long strides as you. And she's able to hold the inside and make the pass. 9.23 lap times. Suzanne Schulting fatiguing a bit from leading all the time on the front. 9.46 lap times. And here with 2 laps to go is the showdown. Elise Christie versus Choi Min-jung in the last 2 laps. Yeah, see Elise Christie here trying to find a way around Choi Min-jung. See Choi Min-jung a bit nervous. He tries to win this race. It's a lot of pressure. Marianne Saint-Gelais still trapped a bit in the back. Clocking in 2 laps only, 2 laps to go. And now here's Elise Christie really wide out of that corner. Trying to set up an inside pass on Choi Min-jung in this position. Choi Min-jung is obviously carrying so much speed here. 9.1 lap times. Elise Christie 9.20 lap times. But watch here, Elise Christie has something very interesting. Now, one of Min Zhang's weaknesses that when she exits the corner, she will be usually shifting, kind of going so low, go really wide forward with her upper body, and that kind of leaves a bit of space. She's unable to hold that inside so tight, and it drifts a bit to the outside wide, and kind of leaves space in the inside. Watch here, look at how forward she goes with the upper body. Now, when she exits the corner, there's a bit of space on the inside. You see that? And that's what Elise Christie knows it's gonna happen. She's raced with Choi Min-jung many times this season in the World Cup, so she knows what she can do in order to pass her here. And she comes up the inside very tight. Look at the space Choi Min-jung left there. You know, she capitalizes over that weakness and comes up the inside, even though she's not carrying more speed here. You see 9.20 for Elise Christie and 9.19 for Choi Min-jung. But she's still able to expose her kind of technical weakness. Choi Min-jung almost puts the hand on the left a bit, kind of making Elise lose her balance a bit. But she holds that centrifugal force very tight, a lot of power. And this is the final corner. She deals with this corner very well and goes up to win the race and becomes the 1000 meter world champion. And later on caps off the world overall titles. What an athlete, what a skater. Can appear here in a second. I'll show you the results. Here she is in the world overall ceremony. She wins the world overall title at the end of the competition. Such a great achievement, such a great skater. She's struggled a lot throughout her career, but it's been always to watch this skater when she's fit and always ready to deliver big results. Such a great skater, such a history maker for Great Britain. Also, something I want you to keep in mind regarding Elise Christie, that his skating, the product that she offers throughout these races, you know, it requires a lot of strength and stamina. It's something that she had in that era that none of the other skaters had. That she was the most powerful, she was the most fit, and she was just the fastest of them all. And she was able to race with such fearless commitment and such tactical awareness that she refined throughout the years, one year after another, kind of reclaimed and kind of collected the scattered fragments of herself to become the skater that she is right now. And as you can see here, she's the world overall champion, wins the title, dances around the podium. And she's always a bright character, always love to see her. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you for today. Elise Christie, the history maker for Great Britain. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.